The Battle of Britain, fought between July and October 1940, marked one of the most crucial turning points of the Second World War. As Nazi Germany swept across Europe, subduing France, Belgium and the Netherlands with shocking speed, Britain stood alone. Adolf Hitler planned Operation Sea Lion, the invasion of Britain, but first the Luftwaffe had to destroy the Royal Air Force, RAF, to ensure German dominance of the skies. What followed was an intense aerial campaign that tested the limits of technology, strategy and national will. Against the odds, the RAF prevailed, marking Germany's first major defeat and changing the course of the war. The strategic importance. Germany's strategy was clear: to gain air superiority as a prelude to an amphibious invasion. The RAF was Britain's last line of defense. If the Luftwaffe had succeeded, the Royal Navy would have been unable to stop a full-scale German invasion across the English Channel. The RAF, however, was no easy target. With an advanced early warning system in the form of radar, chain home, a centralized command and control structure and highly trained pilots, the British air defense network was the most sophisticated in the world at that time. Phases of the battle. The battle unfolded in several key phases. Attacks on coastal targets, July 10 to August 11, 1940. The Luftwaffe began with attacks on shipping convoys in the English Channel and RAF radar stations. Though some damage was done, British radar proved resilient and vital to defending incoming raids. Assault on RAF airfields, August 12 to August 23. Germany shifted its focus to bombing RAF airfields and aircraft factories in an attempt to destroy Britain's fighter command. These were intense and costly weeks, but the RAF managed to stay operational. The Blitz begins September 7 to October 31. In a critical mistake, the Luftwaffe changed tactics and began bombing London and other cities. This shift gave the RAF a much-needed reprieve, allowing it to repair airfields and recover strength. Civilian areas suffered, but the RAF's survival meant Germany lost its chance to crush British resistance from the air. The aircraft and pilots. The two primary British fighters were the Supermarine Spitfire and the Hawker Hurricane. The Spitfire was faster and more agile, often taking on German fighters, while Hurricanes, though less advanced, formed the bulk of the force and engaged bombers. The Luftwaffe deployed the Messerschmitt Bf 109, Heinkel He 111, Junkers Ju 87 Stuka, and Dornier Du 17. While the Bf 109 was a capable fighter, it was hampered by limited range and could only stay in British airspace for a short time, reducing its effectiveness. British pilots were famously described by Winston Churchill as the few, and indeed their role was pivotal. Many were young, undertrained and faced long odds. The RAF also welcomed pilots from across the Commonwealth, as well as occupied countries such as Poland and Czechoslovakia, whose skilled aviators proved invaluable. Technology and intelligence. British radar gave them a crucial edge. The Dowding system, named after Air Chief Marshal Hugh Dowding, integrated radar, observers and centralized control, allowing fighter command to deploy aircraft only where they were most needed. This allowed a smaller force to punch above its weight. Intelligence, including code-breaking efforts at Bletchley Park, helped provide warning of German intentions and movements, though its full effectiveness came later in the war. Why the Luftwaffe failed. Several factors led to the German defeat. Underestimating the RAF. Hitler and Göring believed Britain would surrender easily and failed to grasp the resilience of the RAF and the British people. Poor strategic focus. Constant changes in target priorities, from airfields to cities, allowed the RAF time to recover. Logistical issues. German bombers were vulnerable without long-range fighter escort, and coordination suffered from distance and communication problems. British willpower. Civilian morale remained high despite the bombings. The Blitz, intended to break British spirit, had the opposite effect. Legacy of the battle. The Battle of Britain was the first major military campaign fought entirely by air forces. Its outcome proved that Hitler could be resisted. Britain's survival allowed it to remain a base for the Allied liberation of Europe in 1944. Winston Churchill famously captured the gravity of the moment when he said, "Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few." The RAF's victory did not just save Britain, it kept hope alive for an eventual Allied victory in World War II.